What's up, Deuterinos? Brando back here once again with some more Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, Sons of Substance. Retrospective here. We're making our way through the Metal Gear Solid series one by one. I'm back here with a surprise stream on Tuesdays. Not my normal streaming day, but I have some time to be able to stream and be able to kick back and play some Metal Gear Solid 2. And that's what we're going to do. We just defeated Fat Man. We stopped the bombs. The big shell's not going to blow up, except for can I move this thing around here? There's the 1-2 connecting bridge, and I can't go any further. But as you can see, the one that's grayed out, that one, that one was destroyed apparently. So Fat Man's plan was to he had dummy bombs on each strut of each one of the big shell, of each one going around in the hexagon. So then, when all of them on both were disarmed, there were two really big bombs, one on each side. One of them was in the grayed out one here, and the other one was in strut A at the bottom of that. And one of them went off, and the other one was going to go off. If the other one would have went off, the whole big shell probably would have collapsed on itself. So we stopped that. We're still here. We're still at the big shell. We're still trying to figure out what the heck's going on, who's in charge here. Solid Snake he's in charge here. We're going to find out because we are going to make our way into the Shell 1 core. We're going to sneak in there and find out where the president is. So that's what we're doing right now, guys. All right, so need to get all comfy here as I just shake the crap out of my computer and desk. Gonna try and get this all set up that way. I don't have to that way you guys can hear me and all this kind of stuff. So, all right. But I'm trying to get comfy. The Fat Man is fat, and we don't need this bomb sensor anymore. Highly addictive and hazardous to your health. Well, we won't be doing that then. All right. I don't need my coolant. I don't even need that anymore here. All right. So calm. Cutscene.
You passed with flying colors.
Gray Fox.
Identify yourself.
I'm like you. I have no name.
Are you Mr. X?
If you like. But come, let's get out of the open. Follow me.
Are you with Foxhound too?
Neither enemy nor friend. Just a messenger from the Lalilulelo. This is safer, I think.
Safe from what?
Eavesdropping, of course.
All right. Why did you contact me?
I've been ordered to give you backup, including a relaying of necessary intel.
Ordered by whom? Why won't you identify yourself?
There is no need for you to know.
I'll decide whether I need to know.
You are not yet trusted to make such decisions. I'll tell you something you do need to know instead. The current location of the president.
What?
Or rather, the person who knows the current location of the president.
Who is it?
A Secret Service agent named Ames, currently being held with other hostages.
Secret Service, huh?
The head of the president's security detail, Ames, has been fitted with the same type of VIP nanomachine system as the president. If you're within range, you should be able to communicate.
Why are you telling me this?
Do I need to repeat myself?
There's no reason for me to believe any of this. You understand that?
Of course, but you also have no choice but to believe. Do you have any other leads?
Where are those hostages?
hostages are being held in the B1 conference hall in the Shell 1 core. You'll find Ames there.
What does he look like?
We don't know if it is indeed a he. I've never met this person either.
How am I supposed to look for someone without even a description?
Use your ears.
What's that supposed to mean?
Ames has a pacemaker. You'll be able to hear the machine sound in the heartbeat.
You expect me to walk up to these hostages and listen to every one of their heartbeats?
The sound is too minute to detect and amplify it. You'd be captured immediately.
So what am I supposed to do?
Use the directional microphone. There's one somewhere in the core. Take this. The security card will unlock all level 2 security doors, including the one into the core. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electronic field. And watch yourself. The core is more heavily guarded than any other section of the big shell. You'll get nowhere just like that. Try this instead.
One of the terrorists?
The surveillance camera won't let you on the elevator without the right uniform.
You want me to disguise myself?
Men assigned to the core and those on perimeter duty are given different colors to wear. Your new outfit will work in some areas, not others. The uniform alone won't fool them either.
You're talking about weapons.
Right, you need an AK.
But I saw them carrying an AN-94.
All men assigned to the core section carry AKs.
So without an AK-74U, someone will see through me really quick.
You could take care of the weapon issue yourself. One other thing.
There's more?
You'll also have to pass a retinal scan to get into the conference hall.
Biometrics. Crap.
Nothing but the real thing will suffice. Deception is not an option here. I suggest you hurry. They have a nuke on their side.
The nuke? They have a nuclear weapon with them?
You didn't find their continuing presence here unusual? Even with the president as hostage, this is an island, and they have no visible means of escape.
Even if they do have a nuke, the warhead is no good without an access code. The security lockout can't be bypassed.
They don't need to. They have the code. You saw it too, I believe. The Navy man would have a handcuff. The other half of it is on the football, or the black case if you like. The nuclear button. And now they have it.
Why did they have to bring the football along? To a decontamination plant of all places.
But they did have to. Because, after all, the big shell is the farthest thing from a cleanup plant there is.
What?
Dead Cell didn't have to bring a nuke along with them. It was right here to begin with. Nothing in this affair is what it seems.
A cover-up. But why? For what?
For Metal Gear that is housed here.
Metal Gear?
The very same. Bipedal nuke came from the airport Shadow Moses infamy. This place is the R&D center for its newest incarnation.
What the hell is going on?
Better ask Ames the rest.
What the hell?
What's this for?
You might be glad you have it. Keep the controller's vibration function on.
What do I need a cell phone for?
Colonel, who was that man just now?
He's not one of ours. No, we have no one like that in our unit.
He said that the big shell was housing a new model of Metal Gear.
First I've heard of it.
Colonel, what are you not telling me?
I've been completely open with you, Raiden. I've told you everything.
Is that everything you know? Or everything I need to know?
Snap out of it, Raiden. I'll have the Metal Gear rumor looked into. You need to make contact with this Ames.
So you believe that ninja?
Since we have no leads on the President's current location, we have no other alternatives. Right now, collect as much data as you can. including anything on Metal Gear.
Are those my orders?
Yes, they are. Disguise yourself as an enemy soldier and infiltrate the Shell 1 core.
Understood.
So, there were some way back when I first played this, which was what 17 years ago. Like I knew like there's only a handful of people that version of the ninja could be, and a buddy of mine was freaking out. He was like, "Oh, Gray Fox is back." I'm like, "Dude, they're Russian. Like, use your common sense." So, if you listen to the speech patterns, even though it's disguised voice, it didn't take me much to figure out who that was. That was not a twist to me. I'm like, okay, sure. Like I didn't figure out here, but by the time like when I was thinking about it, I figured it out before they come back around later. Because you hear the person who it is later on, and it was like, aha. Because there's a lot of truth into that statement. Nothing here is what it seems. This game is so freaking confusing when you're first playing it and having no idea what's going on. You are literally in the role of Raiden, and that is something that, while a lot of people criticize the switching of the roles from Solid Snake and Metal Gear Solid 1 to Raiden, later on, it's obvious that like the shift in tone here, he wanted to create a younger character for players to connect with, but also he used it to tell the story. With Solid Snake, you're kind of along this ride of betrayal and about all this crap that's going on with Solid Snake in the first one. In this one, you are meant to not know what's going on, and neither is Raiden. He's supposed to be lied to, and carried along in this journey. And of course, as we go along and find out what's going on, you're going to run into characters that say, "You haven't been briefed on this? What's going on? This isn't a disposal facility. Come on now." That's just what we put in the newspapers. This is the housing for the new Metal Gear. Like 100% incomplete. It's all this is. So, just some interesting, the way that the story still carries on a little bit later on. And then, of course, who did the person, Mr. X, say that they were a messenger from the La-Le-Lu-Le-Lo? First time we've heard that so far. Well, actually, not the first time. We heard it on the boat or on the tanker when the Patriots were mentioned. And it's not until later, much later, I think in Metal Gear Solid 4, where we kind of realize that anybody who has nanomachines kind of can't say the word Patriot. They're connected to like the system, or what the system kind of comes more into play in 4. But when Snake says it, the Patriots, and Meryl says "La-Le-Lu-Le-Lo," she's trying to say Patriot. She doesn't realize she's saying gibberish. Here we are. When Ocelot said "Return to the Patriots," Colonel Dolph says the "La-Le-Lu-Le-Lo," again, not really realizing he's speaking gibberish. So it's interesting how Kojima designs the plot, and it has the "La-Le-Lu-Le-Lo" and Patriots be the same thing, but us not really understand why there's the difference in saying. It's not. We don't really find that out until much, much later. So we got to disguise ourselves. We got to go. Why am I attached to the coolant? Get my SOCOM. All right, so I got to go get an AK, which we're going to double back to the armory room. That strut. Nope. which is in strut E, I believe. Okay, we're going to get that mine detector back out. I can never remember. Oh, I played this game on harder difficulties. Oh, there's a cipher. I knew there was a cipher that comes around here. It's one of the gum ones, too. See, like, there's so many things that I remember in spots. Like, on the last episode, I mentioned the camera, right? Ah. You. And that. Not that one. 2. We got C4. Claymore mines. Right on. Oh, I can hide back here. That's pretty neat. Oh. Dude got caught sleeping on the job. Three. 2. So there's the M4 assault rifle, but we got some C4 planted around here. So if we use our trusty little thermal, notice we can't even crawl underneath it. So we actually have shoot the little box up here. PSG-1 bullets. There we are. Go to sleep. Ah, come on. Level 3, man, come on. Oh, what do we got back here? A ration.
Why are you late with your status report? What's going on? Respond.
All right.
Communications with Strut F have ceased. Carry out an investigation immediately.
Looks like you've got an AK. If you wear an enemy's field outfit and carry an AK, you can pass for one of them. Listen up, kid, and don't forget this. Only the guards in Shell 1's core are armed with AK rifles. The others are armed with the AN-94, the official rifle of the Russian army. If you hope to disguise yourself as the enemy, you don't want to be carrying an AK outside of Shell 1's core.
Unable to find the AWOL soldier. Nothing else to report.
Unable to find the AWOL soldier.
It was nothing. All clear.
There was nothing wrong. Everything is all right.
Come on, I can do it. Yep, I got him. I wonder where you can find... I can't remember where to find the AK silencer. They don't give it to you. Like right off the bat. I don't remember where to find it. But... where are you at? First of all, this guy. Ah! There's another one. There's a... here, another one. There it is. So yeah, if you just run right across these, like the floor panels just fall. You're not quick enough, you'll fall all the way down to your death. So we got to equip the field uniform, the AK. All right, let's go. And we're in.
Got a minute, Jack?
Rose?
I found some information on where Solid Snake is interred.
Ah,
Great.
here we go.
Shoot.
I've located the grave site.
And the body?
Exhumed for DNA testing.
Well, do you have the results?
The right arm was missing, but there was no doubt that it was him. That body belongs to Solid Snake.
So the head of the terrorist group must be...
An imposter.
right.
You sound disappointed.
I guess I was kind of hoping to meet the legend in the flesh.
I get you. But it looks like he's not behind this incident.
Raiden, the president needs you, I think. Disguise yourself as enemy personnel and infiltrate the core section. Your priority is to
The president
contact
needs you, I
Agent
think.
Ames.
All right, so notice she said the body was exhumed, but the right hand was missing. Well, who lost their right arm in the first one? Well, that was Revolver Ocelot. In the Tanker chapter, we found out that the right arm was taken from Liquid Snake. So, the body... So, they're saying Solid Snake died at the Tanker incident 2 years ago. Then they have his body positively ID'd as Solid Snake, because on a DNA level, they're identical twins. You know, it's liquid and solid. So, as far as the government knows, as far as anybody else knows, that's Solid Snake, and he's dead. They went and got Liquid's body and swapped it with his, and now a good old buddy Solid Snake is running around the big shell disguised as the one and only the Pliskin. All right. So I don't have any radar. And also, if you run into anybody and touch anybody at all wearing this uniform, it comes off your body. And they say it's because it's not a perfect fit. I've never worn an outfit where I just bump into somebody and my clothes fall off. I know it's a gameplay thing. They want you to stay away from people. I think it's rather weak, to be honest with you. Now watch. Boom. Falls right off the dude. 4 bullets. And 9 bullets. More C4. book. Claymore Mines. What is that?
Hold, what are you doing?
You could literally walk around here and act like a complete buffoon. And unless you actually like cause problems, they're not really going to do anything. Going down the elevator. So, I think we're going to go to B2 because I think we need to... Oh, come on. I hit the circle button like it was a confirm button. Like in the old game. Anyway, we got to find that directional microphone to listen to Aim's heartbeat. Remember this door. Ah. Ah. Stay away. Oh, a police knots poster. It's another one of Kojima's games. Ah, don't touch me. Oh, man, that got close. Whoa. Dude. Got the directional microphone. I'm not answering every time you call me, dude. He's looking at another picture, isn't he? What in the world? Cardboard box. Oh, I found the node. We must activate the node. So,
What's up?
it's not just a random bird. What are you looking at over here, man?
Time for a treat.
Well, we know what that guy's all about. Anyway, this dude's running all around. These guys are nuts, man. All right, so that bird. First, you might think it's all random. But that bird is actually kind of important. What the heck is he doing? You get into an argument? What are they doing? All right. We're just going to carry on here. We don't need to. I don't know if I want to know what they're talking about. hitting that darn circle button. B2.
Retinol pattern recognized.
You're telling me
You
that they
are
took
cleared
over this
to
entire
enter.
place and have already re-registered a retinal scan room for every single person that is on their guard duty? Like, have they really been here that long? Maybe I'm just nitpicking, but come on. Anyway, ration. Through. Nothing in there. Okay. Yeah, please don't mind me. Stun grenade. I'm just that dude that goes around opening all the lockers and just leaves them open. Again with all of the freaking posters. You know what? Ah,
Hold it! What are you doing?
nothing. 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 I'm not doing anything. Go look at your book. Oh. So now I wonder if he's going to see the book if he comes back by. Hang out. See if he will. Oh, he's going to go all the way back up in there.
All clear.
Oh, another dude's going to come out. They take turns. I never really realized that before. I never stayed in here that long. He'll see the book. No, he won't.
Freeze! Huh?
Retinol pattern
He
recognized.
just
You are
drops it.
cleared to enter.
He needs to be awake for that to work. This game.
Right. One of those hostages in there is Ames. The only thing we know is that Ames wears a pacemaker. His
Yeah.
heartbeat should sound different from other people's.
Sure.
So use the directional microphone to locate him. Once you recognize Ames by his heartbeat, keep the microphone pointed toward him. Then push the action button and call out to him. If it really is Ames, he should respond in some way.
What if it's the wrong person?
The guards may get suspicious and come running instead. Security could get tighter, too.
Try to be sure before you take the risk.
Don't call out to a hostage with the action button until you're fairly sure that it's Ames. If you do make a mistake, switch the microphone for an AK and get out of there before a guard gets suspicious. If you're discovered inside, they'll cut off your retreat and call in the reinforcements. You won't make it out of the room. The mission will be over if you're discovered. Don your disguise and look for Ames while deflecting the enemy's suspicion.
Or play the game multiple times and know exactly what Ames looks like.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1.
All right.
Shell 1 core.
Well, there he is. Spoiler alert, that's Ames.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
But if we ask somebody else...
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
You're Ames, aren't you?
Nope. So that's what happens.
You're Ames, aren't you?
My name's Jennifer.
She's the only one that doesn't actually have her mouth taped up. So let's go ahead and keep going.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1.
If you replay the game on a harder difficulty, like in the cutscene, Ames will always be here, but he may actually be around the room somewhere else. There's that little beep.
You're Ames, aren't you?
You're Ames, aren't you? If you keep like messing up, eventually he'll like be like, you know what? I don't really care if you're Ames or not.
You must be Ames. Keep still and listen to me. I'm not a terrorist. I got in here using one of their uniforms. I'm taking off the tape. Stay quiet.
Who told you about me?
An informer calling himself Mr. X, dressed like a ninja.
I see. Take this thing off me, will you? I'm Richard Ames.
Secret Service?
No, I was set in by the Lali Lule Lo, just like you.
What?
You're here to find out where the president is. We have little time, so I'll be brief. How about switching to nanocommunications first?
Nanocommunications?
Right, silence beats talk when it comes to safety. Are you on?
Right here. Do you really know where the president is?
Almost certainly. He was moved to the first floor of Shell 2's core section.
The first floor. The core of Shell 2. Is he still there?
I don't know. I can't get a response.
You don't think he's been like the other hostages?
Hmm?
A hostage was killed in retaliation after the SEAL 10 disaster, remember?
What are you talking about? Regardless of what they do to other hostages, they won't touch the president.
What makes you so sure?
The case.
You mean the nuclear button they took?
Right. And the case won't do a thing by itself. That case may be the single most advanced example of a weapons failsafe system. The password is nothing less than the physiological data of the US president.
Physiological data?
The president's own vital signs, heartbeat, brainwave pattern, blood pressure and so on are constantly monitored and relayed by his internal nanomachines. This information, along with the DNA pattern, serve as a biometric password, unbreakable even by the latest parallel processor supercomputers. The password entry itself cannot be performed unless brainwave patterns and heartbeats fall within normal parameters, rendering chemical and other forms of coercion impractical. In other words, the login must be made of the president's own free will. As a failsafe, the input must also be reconfirmed hourly, even after the initial login. If a valid confirmation is not forthcoming, the system will automatically cancel the login.
And that's why they can't harm the president.
At least until the bird flies.
Is there really a new model of Metal Gear here?
Absolutely. The black case serves as the launch key to Metal Gear as well.
Why would they hide Metal Gear in an offshore plant?
Haven't they told you anything? The entire thing was planned. The oil spill, the tanker accident that caused it, everything. The big shell was built specifically for the development of a new Metal Gear model. The inspection tour was to check its progress.
What's going on around here?
Wait. Here comes Snake.
That's him?
Use the microphone to listen in.
King, Fat Man is dead.
It doesn't matter. Saved us the trouble of getting rid of him ourselves.
Why did he betray us?
Who knows? They're a band of lunatics to begin with. Nothing they do should come as a surprise.
I'll have his background rechecked, just in case.
You think he was working for them?
We can't discount the possibility, especially with that intruder still at large.
Yes, the man in the sneaking suit.
You know more about those suits than I do.
But Foxhound was disbanded 4 years ago, so it must be the Patriots. What about the damage to Shell 2?
The circulation system for the contaminated water has been damaged. The water being drawn in is overflowing, and the lower block of the central section is flooding.
Seal the connecting pathway between Shells 1 and 2.
The Simtex and IR sensors are already in place.
Any effect on it?
No.
What about the President?
The password entry has already been made to the black case. In 1 hour, we'll need a confirmation from him. His work is done after that.
Make sure you keep him alive until then.
Yes, I know.
What about the unit's activation?
Almost complete. The code has already been entered. All we need now is for the girl to start the system.
The usual method, I assume?
No. The drugs took care of everything.
Only a few more steps to outer heaven.
To come all the way to New York just to get hit with a bowel attack. What luck. Oh. This one's worse than that one up in Alaska.
Same guy.
Come to think of it, that
Johnny.
commander chick really reminds me of someone. Who is she like again? Oh. Well, yeah. She's like her. Now that's a time I'd like to forget. Ridiculous that I had to get jacked for everything that was on me. When I think about it, that's when everything started to hit the skids. It's a shame. Up to that point, I was steady cruising on the elite course. Oh, here we go again. Oh. Still, that Russian crew is a pretty decent bunch. The president's escort guys get on my nerves, though. Oh, whatever. For now, just gotta hang in there. Oh, there's no paper.
Who is that cyborg ninja, Shalashaska?
I cannot even guess.
That's a neat
What
Easter
about
egg.
you?
I'm having the matter looked into.
Olga, don't cast suspicion where it isn't due.
Where it isn't due, when you watched my father die and did nothing.
Exactly what I
years
meant
ago.
by getting to
Let
hear
it
the
go.
voice again.
I read the case file for Shadow Moses, by the way.
Olga, how could you suspect me?
I know that the ninja is not one of my men.
How meaningful you make that sound. If Sergei were still alive...
If the old man were still alive, I wouldn't need to take orders from you.
Olga, Sergei was my best friend.
If you sell us out, I'll kill you myself.
Listen, daughter of Sergei. Don't ever let me see your gun pointed at me again.
If you wish, I'll put a bullet in your back instead.
Stop this infighting. I took you both in when no one else would. You think any government would have you as irregulars in this political climate? The worst kind of wet works, maybe. But even that's doubtful. I recommend against switching camps. You've nowhere left to go.
What the heck? What in the world? I had to skip the cutscene. Hopefully there's not much else there.
Is that really Solid Snake?
That's what he
Got
claims.
stuck.
I thought Snake was dead.
Solid Snake did die. But he's also here in the shell. Either he survived or there are two of them.
Two of them?
And that's impossible. Anyway, what did you manage to catch?
They said password input was complete.
I thought so.
You said the password entry into the black case had to be made by the president willingly.
That's right.
So this means the president is cooperating with them.
It would have to be, yes.
Why?
Probably tired of being a puppet, but it wasn't a smart move to betray us.
A puppet?
We're running out of time. They will fire a nuke. You know what you need to do before then.
Fire the nuke, but it's nowhere close to the ransom deadline.
Ransom?
$30 billion in cash.
What are you babbling about? The nuclear strike is not a threat. It's been the objective all along.
Fat man didn't know about it either.
Millions of people.
No, a high-altitude detonation. You've heard of the Compton effect?
Total disruption of electronic equipment caused by EMMA pulse.
Textbook answer. Well, when an average nuclear warhead goes off within the atmosphere, the result is an electromagnetic pulse of up to 50 billion megawatts. The EMMA field can reach tens of thousands of volts per meter, and most electronic equipment will be toast in an instant.
If one of the key movers of world economy stops functioning, it could mean the beginning of a global depression.
But that isn't their aim. What they plan to do is liberate Manhattan, pull it offline and turn it into some kind of a republic. Hence, Sons of Liberty, I suppose.
Sons of Liberty?
Damn! Ocelot is coming. I'm going offline. Search my pocket. Hurry! It's a security card. You'll be able to unlock doors of up to level 3 security. Use it to get to Shell 2. Take care of the president before they launch the nuke. He's coming here. Pick up your AK.
What do you think you're doing?
I asked him to remove these. I'm ill, you see.
I always knew that the DIA turned out second-rate liars.
What are you talking about?
No need for denials. We know what you are, Colonel Ames. They knew that the president was planning to betray them. So they sent you in to keep tabs on him. Am I right?
You?
Sorry, Colonel. You failed to carry out your duties.
You'll never escape the Lali-Lulelo.
Is that so? What the?
You tricked me. I understand now. Ocelot. You...
You? Which team are you with? Show me your face. You know who he is.
No, he is not one of mine.
Identify yourself. We meet at last.
almost got the other arm.
Hold your fire. We need the hostages alive.
Hurry, get away.
But you died.
Again, feeding into the fact that it could be Gray Fox. A Russian Gray Fox. Gray Fox.
Leave this to me.
Colonel, Ames is dead. Looked like a heart attack.
That's unfortunate. However, we do at least know where the president is.
So there really is a new type of Metal Gear in this place?
Apparently. We're still looking into it.
I've also been told that the nuclear strike was what the terrorists were after from the start, not the $30 billion.
Right. It was a cover-up all along.
Colonel, what are you keeping from me?
I am not keeping back anything. It's not as though I'm told all the facts either.
Oh, really? You're not?
I'm pulling in all the favors I can to look into all this. Just be a little patient. Our priority should be with the president right now. We can take it that they've completed the password entry and are preparing Metal Gear for nuclear strike. Get to the president as soon as possible.
But the president is cooperating with them.
According to Ames, yes. But it's also true that they're about to get rid of the president. There's something else going on here, and the president may be able to tell you what it is when you see him in person. Once they get the confirmation for nuclear launch, they'll do it. You need to rescue the president before then.
Jack, I agree with the Colonel. You need to protect the president for now.
All right.
All right. All right. Look for something a little quieter. Sorry there, pal. Going across.
Freeze!
Notice how he like hesitated. The guys with the combat suits, you get the jump on them, they're gonna act like they're gonna go, then they're gonna turn around and shoot you. So, gotta be decisive. Oh crap! There we go. There's some ciphers coming around. Going all the way over there. Look at this guy all the way up here. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, crap. Nope, nope. Gonna die. Gonna die.
Jack, what's going on? Answer me!
Mission failed.
Jack!
At least that's my first mission failed on this game that I can recall. All right. Now we can run across. Did you see how these fall down and how they killed me? Yeah. So we gotta check for mines, like always. And now we gotta go and use. We have all those level 3 doors in here. We need to go check them all because I'm pretty sure we are gonna need the PSG-1. We can go save Meryl. RGB-6. It's like a grenade launcher. They never really like tell you what it's used for, other than blowing people up. All the way down here in Event. PSG-1T. Oh man. Everybody's taking a nap, dude. Chill out, bro. Where the hell is everybody? I thought there was gonna be an investigation. More guys? Everybody's asleep. I mean, it's a long day. All right. So now we got to go to the 1-2 connecting bridge, where we stop to get to PSG-1 because there is C4 all over the freaking place. And just like we've already seen, we have to shoot the little control panels for the C4, and there we'll have to find all of them and disable them. So dude on top of the heliport up here looking out. Some more guards since the last time I came through. First place I got caught so far is in this room. I'm a little bit better at this game than I think that I am the first game. I think that first person view really does a lot.
Raiden, can you hear me?
Pliskin, where have you been?
Checking around. I'm in Strut H right now. How's the situation over there?
We have a lead on the President's location.
Where is he?
Shell 2 core, the first floor.
I'm cut off from the core where I am. It's a mess here.
All right, I'm on my way to Shell 2 right now.
There are IR sensors in place on the connecting bridge between Shells 1 and 2. If you break the beams, the Semtex will go off.
Yeah, I heard them talking about that.
Target the control units and destroy them. Make sure you don't shoot the Semtex.
What do the control units look like?
Take a look with your binoculars.
That's the Semtex. And that must be the control unit.
All right. So, what? So we gotta take out all these. Some of these we can shoot with our pistol. That one. Don't shoot the Semtex. Might be able to shoot the seagulls, though. Where at? Yes. Ah. They're really not gonna call me and yell at me for killing birds. That's why I was doing it. Sons of Liberty flag. So you got to shoot that without destroying the cipher. Now we are good to go. Except we're not.
Raiden, I found us a ride.
I'm all ears.
One of the enemy's Kasatkas.
Is it in good shape?
Full tank. I'm heading for Shell 1 now. What about that Harrier?
It's not on the heliport here.
Good. I'll set this one down there then.
Can you cover the hostages? They're being held on level B1 in the core. Pliskin, you didn't happen to find any other places where hostages were being held, did you?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
How many hostages are there?
There's a few short of 30. One dead and several wounded.
The Kasatka's cargo area will hold 13 max.
What about the other Kasatka?
I sabotaged it. It can't come after us if it can't get off the ground. We'll have to make 2 trips.
Can you fly a Kasatka?
I have a pilot who's flown the civilian model, the KA-62 in VR. There's not a whole lot of difference between the military KA-60 and the civilian model.
Cleared for takeoff.
Raiden, let me introduce you to my partner, Otacon.
Otacon?
Hey, Raiden. Nice to meet you.
Intruders! Over here!
Damn! Raiden, I'll talk to you later.
Call him, Colonel? WTF.
Colonel, I need some answers from you. Who exactly is Pliskin and his partner?
I know what you're thinking.
It keeps coming back to Shadow Moses. And now this Otacon.
AKA Hal Emmerich, PhD, a Shadow Moses survivor.
Rose?
Snake and Otacon both became fugitives after Shadow Moses, wanted for acts of terrorism.
An anti-Metal Gear organization.
They sabotaged and destroyed countless Metal Gear units throughout the world.
And were responsible for the incident 2 years ago that necessitated the construction of the big shell.
Snake and his partner aren't terrorists.
Jack, why are you defending them?
I look back on what I've done here so far, and things like training and sense of duty alone won't get you through a sneaking mission like this.
Jack, are you okay?
You need something higher. I can't think of the right word, but it has to be pure will, backed up by courage, or ideals, or something like that. I'd stake my life on it. The solid Snake that saved Shadow Moses couldn't turn into a terrorist.
Maybe that's true, but they went down with that tanker 2 years ago. We even recovered Snake's body.
And the DNA test results on the body say it's him.
Jack, I know what you're saying, but Snake is dead. He can't be here.
Dead.
Not even as this Dr. Hal Emmerich.
But that also means that he can't be the terrorist leader behind this thing.
This thing!
I've been waiting for you. A messenger from the Patriots. Where do I know him from?
So you're the boss around here?
No, not just around here. I'm the boss to surpass Big Boss himself. Solid Snake.
Like, the subtitles were blinking.
That's not Solid Snake.
That's weird, a little graphical glitch. Oh yeah, Snake's like, pal. Hold up. Go back, Otacon.
What a pleasant surprise, brother.
Save it. You brother of mine.
Don't say you've forgotten me, Snake.
Snake?
Right, take cover.
Stop impersonating him.
Brother, I'm a whole different game from Liquid.
Solidus.
That the best you can do, Snake?
Did I get it?
There's the Harrier.
We're in trouble. It's the Harrier.
The world needs only one big boss. I'll drown you fools for interfering.
Right. This is the Stinger missile launcher. The Kasaka can't stand up to the Harrier. You have to shoot the Harrier down.
Snake, we got company.
I'm counting on you.
You to pieces! Damn it! Oh. Damn it!
Where'd he go? Taking off again? Nope. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah? He's going off in the distance again. Let's get this guy.
I'll let you go out in style.
Where you at?
Take this.
This is much harder on harder difficulties, by the way. Yeah. Got him.
There's something coming up.
Metal Gear.
got my eye! Fab! Go! Ha!
Hey, what's that? It's running on water. Right. You all right?
Yeah. How about you guys?
Barely managed, but we're all right.
The chopper?
We need some time for repairs.
Oh.
The president's all yours.
Okay. Can I ask you something?
What?
Are you the Snake? They said you were dead.
No, not me. There are still too many things I need to do.
Snake, you're a legend, and that's why I need to ask you this.
Legend? A legend is nothing but fiction. Someone tells it, someone else remembers. Everybody passes it on.
I'm here because I was assigned to this mission, not because I want to. If I could, I'd be out of here in a second. How could you come back to all this? Why keep fighting?
There's something my best friend said to me once.
What?
We're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at, but at least I always fought for what I believed in.
Gray Fox.
What about
MGS1.
the DNA results from that body?
That was Liquid's body. He and Snake are identical on the genetic level.
Liquid?
A deception, for our own protection. We stole his frozen body from some organization. Kind of a hassle, though.
That's all there is to it.
Are you two really an NGO?
Insofar as we're a non-profit organization of civilians advocating a cause, yes. The cause happens to be the eradication of Metal Gear.
We work on our own, but it's a cause worth fighting for.
Why would you stick your neck out for something this risky?
That's the way I used to look at it 4 years ago. I was holed up in the middle of nowhere in Alaska, drinking too much.
We have a responsibility to the coming generations, to the world.
What responsibility?
To keep track of the mistakes we've made as a species.
We need to remember, to spread the word, to fight for change, and that's what keeps me alive.
You think you can change the future?
I'm not as arrogant as that.
What you do isn't grassroots activism. It's more like terrorism.
I admit that.
But our group, Philanthropy, received some information. A new Metal Gear prototype was being developed here, and terrorists were planning to raid the facility. The information came from a very reliable source.
So you're here to...
We're here to stop all that. But I also have a personal motive.
Looks like the terrorists have his sister in the big shell. We're here on our own, not under anyone's orders. We have our own battles. Otacon's here for someone. I'm not.
This is a military mission.
Such a weird way to end that conversation.
Jack, are you all right?
Just barely.
You almost gave me a heart attack.
Sorry, it wasn't intentional.
I know that, and I know I need to stay stronger.
Say a prayer for me, Rose, so I can come back.
You will make it back. I'm with you all the way, remember?
That means a lot to me, you know.
I'm going to save the data, okay, Jack?
Yes, please do so, because after this cutscene, I'm going to wrap this up, folks.
Colonel, Metal Gear's already gone active.
It's not too late. You can still prevent a nuclear strike by securing the president and preventing password confirmation from taking place. Get to the president. He's in the core section of Shell 2.
I'm checking the satellite images. Looks like you can get to the core from the other side of Strut L.
The core hasn't gone under yet from what we can tell. Follow the railings down, then jump onto the pipes.
The only viable strut in the outer perimeter is the L. That attack just now doesn't make any sense. It's like they have no more use for this place.
Colonel, you were monitoring the codec calls. That man was the real Snake all along.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Don't let your guard down with him.
Why do you say that?
Because they were never a part of the simulation. They're an unknown factor.
You can take your simulation and... We're out here, we bleed, we die.
Calm down.
I suggest that you do, Raiden. Even if that is Snake, that has no bearing on your mission.
Colonel, you and Snake used to be on the same side. I don't understand. I read about you and Snake in the Darkness of Shadow Moses.
I don't give a damn what that piece of trash said. Do you get me?
Personal. All right, folks. So, what do we learn? At the very end of the first Metal Gear Solid, there's that after-credit sequence where Ocelot survived everything, and he's on the phone with somebody who he calls the third brother, Solidus, who we just met is the third clone, if you will, of the Les Enfants Terribles. So you had Solid, Liquid, and Solidus. So, who was Solidus? The president of the United States at the time of Metal Gear Solid 1 was George Sears, a.k.a. Solidus Snake. So we have the current president, his successor, like President Johnson, and we have the former president, the leader of the terrorist group, the former president, Sears, a.k.a. Solidus Snake. And they seem to be heavily against the Patriots. And they seem to think that the Patriots just sent Raiden in. Already, if you don't know what's going on, it's like first time playing through this, it's like, man, I'm not getting any of this. When you replay it and you realize, Ocelot and Solidus and all of them, they know what's going on with the Patriots to an extent. So do Otacon and Snake, or Solid Snake. So they keep mentioning it around Raiden, who is completely oblivious, just like the character. Just like I've said, Raiden is the avatar character for the player in this game. We are meant to be completely like, what, who, where, when, what. That way everything could be explained to us. Solid Snake in this game is very difficult to be that character since he's this legend and all this stuff kind of happened around him. When you play at him, you could kind of he could sort of repeat stuff that the other person says to kind of further take it in, but he cannot be completely oblivious because it kind of goes against the character that they've already built for the character. If are you following? So Raiden is now our avatar. He is our entrance. It's kind of like the Matrix. If you ever watched the first Matrix movie, we follow along with Neo. He is brand new into this world. He is completely oblivious to everything, and we learn about everything through his eyes. It's a different story when you get to the second one and then the third one, where he's this badass legend who can't really play the role of the person who doesn't know what's going on anymore as well. That's why my personal opinion about those movies, like Keanu Reeves is perfect in the first one. He's not so much in the second or third because he plays that what, where, what, confused guy very easily and falls into that character without a hitch. Meanwhile, being the badass, it doesn't really make sense for his character to be confused after that as much. I mean, there's still stuff for him to kind of be revealed, but the same kind of story. It doesn't make sense for Snake to really be confused about what's going on. That's why you insert a new player character, and why going forward, you don't just play as Solid Snake all the time. The third game is completely different. We'll get there when we get to 3, but I really, really dig how they're already, putting in little sprinkles of truth with everything in the story already. As soon as we started playing and we met the ninja, Patriots, Lale Lule Lo, Ames, all this, Ames had, it looked like a fox die affected Ames. He had a heart attack. You know, all this stuff is meant to be familiar to us, and for a reason. It's not just, oh, this is stuff that we're throwing in there, you know, because we did it before. It's all going to tie into the story with everything that we are seeing that is familiar from Metal Gear Solid 1 here is being done for a reason and being presented to you for a reason. So very smart game making. As much as I've kind of criticized a few things here and there, like this game is, as I've praised the first game for for deceiving the player character, this game kind of does it too. So props to Kojima for this game. I'm loving it so far going back through it. Hope you guys are too. That is going to do it for me here today on this episode of Metal Gear Solid 2 Retrospective. I've been Brando from the Game Addicts Podcast. Please go check that out wherever podcasts are available. On your favorite podcast app, search Game Addicts Podcast, where we talk about the modern and retro video games that we play and collect, all the news, all the stuff that's going on. We talk about that. We're also live on Twitch every single Wednesday with that show right here. So if you're on twitch.tv/GameAddictsPlay, all you got to do is follow along and you'll never miss an episode. I'm also playing games. I have a schedule. Sometimes I'm on that schedule. So I work a full-time job, so sometimes I can't do it. I got a family. You know how it is. But I try to keep to that schedule the best that I can, or you get something like this where I'm sort of like off the cuff. I got some time. Let's stream. Let's get some more Metal Gear. Follow along. Follow so you never miss a stream. Of course, if you do miss a stream, don't worry, guys. All this gameplay video goes over to our YouTube channel. Search Game Addicts Podcast on YouTube. Subscribe there so that way you never miss gameplay. The podcast, all that stuff is intertwined. Check us out on social media, Game Addicts Play. Up there in the corner, of course, you can see Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We post updates there quite often as we can. So until next time, now that I've gone through all my spiel, I want to thank you once again for watching along. I've been Brando. Game on, guys. And I'll see you again next time for the next part of the Metal Gear Solid 2 Retrospective. Peace, guys.